Okay. Okay, so what we're doing now is conducting an initial site visit, and what I've done first is I've gone around the whole building and taken pictures of the building, the face of the building, and then turned away looking at what the building is looking at, towards the street, towards Blueford. So, this is the Behavioral Health Clinic, and you'll see here, and I have this on my base map as well, this planter bed, and it looks like Indian hawthorn. It's, zoom out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see these lights and the cladding. Looks like the surface here is concrete. You see the door, the entranceway. I think I have a picture of this anyway, but good to note. Other side's Indian hawthorn again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Indian hawthorn. And I'm going to estimate, use my foot as a reference, I'm like an 11.5. So, I don't know, about 2 foot. 2 foot by 2. Put all of them about that, and I spec them. It's just existing conditions. Kind of inventory things as we go. They jump over there by those power poles too, because I'm not sure where they are as far as placement. There's not a whole lot of vegetation on the site. And there's an aggregate parking lot here that you can see. And it's about 3 o'clock here in the afternoon, so to give you kind of, it's a cloudy, rainy day, but give you kind of a reference for the time of day we're out here. The side of the building is a trash can, the waste, so we can maybe do something with that. It's a patio, it's concrete. And stoop was concrete too, okay. So everything's pretty much concrete here. There's a drain inlet right here. So, from the edge of the building, I'm kind of going to rough this and then come back and measure. But I'm just going to pace it out. So I'm going to say it's 14 feet over from the edge of the building, 14 feet down, and then about 3 feet over to this point of this drainage basin. And the drainage basin looks to be about 2 feet by 2 feet as well, roughly. Yeah, about 1.5 feet. It's 18 inches. Okay. See along the fence line, a lot of vegetation, so that's nice to see. That blue fence is horrible. Horrible. So probably need to do something about that in the design. So they have a raised planter bed here, so they have, looks like some green peppers and some cucumbers, I believe she was saying. So this is a really cool thing, and I think this is one of the big components of healing gardens as well. Coming around back, there's one power pole here. So this is going to be, pace this out. So it's 7 feet over from this corner of the house, 7, and then $12 feet over from that. So 7 and 12 to get to this first power pole, and it's tiny. It's like a 6-inch diameter, something like that. See the back of the house. You have pictures of all this too. So utility on this corner. You can't come up that high on it then, so. 5, 8, 6. Some of the structure is about, I don't know, 12 feet from point to tip to the top of the roof line as a reference. See a pad here. Doesn't look like it needs to be there at this point. But you see some utility along this line, so kind of use that size as a reference. I can also size these bricks too. and scale the image. But ugly blue fences on this backside. AC units back here, so that's important to mark. And they are, I should measure those out too roughly, to see where they're at. So it's 22 feet to this from that corner, 22 feet over, and it's about a foot in right here. You see that? And then this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 4 feet. It's like 4 feet by 4 feet square. Two of these. In between it, roughly is 3 feet in between these. So it's good to know. Come out here, a light, another pad out here, concrete pad. I think that shows up in the plan. If not, it's probably a 4x4 too. And it comes in at about 3.5 feet from that corner. And that door sits in between them. I'm guessing that's a 3.5 foot frame. Downspout light. No plantings back here at all, it's just lawns. It's very basic, a great case study project. You do some pretty cool things out here, hopefully. Coming out, you see the building, ugly light poles. Okay, so it has some utility location information now. Let me try to locate these power poles in the sign. This is the sidewalk, so from the driveway, it's noisy over there, whatever that is. Like some kind of, I guess it's the heating cooling system over there, whatever it is. It's very noisy. It's a Parkman Paper Clinic only. So the sign is from the beginning of the arc point where the sidewalk is, the driveway. I don't know, it's about 2.5 feet over and about, I don't know, 4 inches in. And that's a sign. It's a standard sign. So you find a block or a component for that to model that. This first power pole from the property line is coming in from this fence point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. It's 7.7 feet from that, roughly from that point of the fence, which is the property line, I'm assuming. 7, and then about 3.5 over to this pole, and that's about 8 inches, 8-inch diameter power pole. I'm gonna zoom out on it. You can kind of see that. And I don't know what the on-center placement is, but kind of the same thing. You go over here and just get this mark. Get out of here because I'm getting rained on. So I'll say about the same thing, 7, and then do the same placement over as that one before. Coming out here is a trench drain. It's important to see. So that's kind of where this line, where that bed meets this, is a trench drain coming down. So maybe we can model that in as well. And it looks about, I don't know, total weight width across, maybe about, I don't know, 1 and 3 inches, something like that. The actual piece in the middle is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. There's a water meter here, so from this point here on the edge, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1 over. So 6 feet from that point, and then about, I don't know, 1.5 feet over to the water meter. Water meter, use my foot for scale, 11.5, 12, so 1 and 3 inches again by a foot maybe over. Use my foot as a reference coming down. Stormwater drain, so that's important to know right there. So whatever I measured from this point, so from the water meter now, we're going to use it as a reference point. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 8 feet over, and then about 2.5 feet to get to this point, the corner, and it's and it's about a 5x5, I guess, unit that we can put in as the storm inlet, the storm drain. Okay. Another sign over here. So that's coming over from this edge of this then. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. So say about 12 feet over, 12, and then 3 feet to get over to this second pole. And that should be it on the site. Here. Can you stop it? Let's get over. Daddy's wet. It'll be okay, baby.
Stop it, man.
Oh, it's wet.
So, this book that I have in my hand is a directory of everybody who had an email address in 1982.
Here.
Actually, it's exceptionally large. But
What's that do? Can you take this thing off?